Yeah, I think so. Call to order the September 9th, 2019 Transportation Committee meeting. All members are present except for Councilman Johnson, who is working tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Councilman Dempsey Lambert will lead us in the invocation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please bow. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Lord, please give us the wisdom and the strength to move our transportations in the parish forward. We ask all these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen. And I'd also like to give a moment of silence for one of our workers, Monty Gore and his family. Please keep the Gore family in your prayers. Amen. And also I'd like to keep our Councilman Lambert, his son, your brother, Samuel Lambert, in his prayers also. Amen. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, public comment period. We've got a lot of people signed up to come speak. In light of the Saints game, I'll give you 30 seconds instead of 3 minutes. Just joking. But if anybody else wants to speak, please bring up a card. You'll get 3 minutes. Moving on to committee chairman's report. I've got nothing to add, although I am going to alter the schedule, alter the agenda, and move item 11 up to right after this, up to number 4.5. Once again, in light of the Saints game, I want everybody to be able to get home and enjoy the game while we continue the business that we have to do here. So now, moving on, item number 11 is resolution in support of funding traffic light at the intersection of Highway 44 and Loosemore Road, pending LADOTD approval. We do have some public speakers. What I'd like to do first, though, is we have several individuals that are in support of this but do not wish to speak. Ms. Mildred Blaylock, Peggy Rose Martin, Fran Temple, sorry if I mispronounce it, Krista Madere, Clayton Madere, and Mr. Julio Dumas. Thank you all for rendering your support of this. Now, Ms. Christy Pickering, you'd like to speak. And Ms. Madere, you're welcome to come up also, I believe.
Hi, I'm Christy Pickering. We're here to talk about the intersection of Loosemore Highway 941, Brittany Tower Road, with Highway 44. Our request is for funding for a traffic light at that intersection. As many of you may know, there's been a lot of growth in that area with the Conway home development, Oak Lake, and the reserve at Conway over the last few years, in addition to it's always been a very bad intersection. So, let's go to this. This is a picture of the intersection as it is today. DOTD does have a plan to add a second roundabout. The first roundabout near Conway is under construction at the current time. If you've driven through there, it's quite a mess. A second roundabout is planned for the next 3 to 5 years, and what we're asking for is some interim measure to be able to improve the safety at that intersection. A number of us travel that intersection multiple times per day, many near misses, and we think that waiting 3 to 5 years for the second roundabout is not acceptable. We need some sort of safety action today before someone gets seriously injured. So we know in the last 2 years there's been more than 35 accidents at that intersection. Waiting another 3 to 5 years is another 175 accidents. Again, none of them have been fatal to this point, at least that we know of, and we're asking for some change before that happens.
So my name is Krista Madere. I originally got involved 2.5 years ago when my daughter Kylie started driving, and as any parent knows, that is a huge milestone in itself. But to know that I'm putting her out there and others every time they leave the house, a very dangerous, well-known intersection, just inspired me. Well, what can we do? And we started a petition, again, nearly 3 years ago. Christy Pickering has helped me throughout. And to date, we have over 550 signatures on that petition. We have gone through every measure between local and state politicians. Christy and I met with, along with Senator Lambert, with
Dr.
Dr. Sean Wilson with DOTD. The engineer, Chris Ewing, helped us and tried to time the lights. That didn't make a difference, didn't help. And basically, we need help. We need something now. We are a family, we're a community, and we're just asking, can we come together, find a solution, find funding, have this approved? And again, no one is opposing any long-term infrastructure plans. This is
That's
just,
a good point.
we need immediate safety now.
So we support the roundabout plan long-term. We just need something now until that plan is
Yeah.
completed.
And this is our group that was started, and we have hundreds of followers. And again, you can go, it's public, and read comments, the bus drivers, just different perspectives on this intersection. So, thank you, guys.
Thank you all very much. Good presentation. Yes. We also have Ms. Eileen Farley, or Fairley, which is in support. Mr. Jerry Satterley is in support. And Christina Guidry, do you wish to speak? Oh, please come on up.
Good evening. I just want to understand a little bit more. Some of the items are moving monies from some districts to be able to work on other districts. What district is the Highway 44 and Loosemore? What district is that? Not council district, transportation district.
Is it traffic? Okay. Well, why don't you finish your statement and we'll have it. It's
Okay,
two, but we'll.
so basically, I'm just seeing money moved around, and I'm concerned because I just don't want to see money coming out of the expansion of Highway 44. I would really like to see that widened, and I am in support of that light on Highway 44 in Loosemore, but very concerned with the traffic issues on Highway 44.
Okay.
Thank
you.
you.
I was going to go to the speakers. Yes. Mr. Joel Robert.
I'll have it number 11.
Yes. Okay, Mr., I'm sorry. Let's say Mr. Jamie Sacredent, I'm sorry, I just can't read the handwriting, is in support, does not wish to speak. Ms. Jill Atchie is in support, does not wish to speak. And Mr. Steve Firth is in support, does not wish to speak. Teresa Robert.
Hi, thanks for the opportunity to speak to y'all. As the lady said, 2 years ago, there was a petition. About 95% of our Highway 44 residential neighborhood, Loosemore, Donaldson, St. John, and Lily Valley signed those petitions requesting DOTD to install a motion detector light at this dangerous intersection. We actually met with Senator Lambert, and we met with our councilman, Bill Dawson, and tried to push to have this light put there, but they ignored it, saying they have some kind of policy in place. Last year, surrounding residents attended the DOTD public hearing about the proposed roundabout for that intersection, which Ms. Christie just said that it'll take 3 to 5 years. We can't wait 3 to 5 years. This is human lives there. Again, residents repeatedly asked for the light. Over a year ago, we stood, the Highway 44 community stood with this group here. They had formed the Loosemore Association and formed the group Safety for 44 to educate and inform the public and the government about the need to address this critical situation at that intersection. We had signs, they had the signs printed up, we had them aligned along Highway 44 all the way to the Panama Canal. Since then, in the last few years, we also have Oak Lake that has developed out there. We have Conway that's developed out there. We have a hazardous highway there. They've destroyed our road. They're tearing it up. It goes right into this intersection. Do we have to lose the life of a child, a mother, a family before DOTD takes this seriously and allows us to have a light to protect the citizens who have to traverse this intersection daily? It's just not the people right there that live there. We have thousands of people that travel weekly right there on that highway. I'm here tonight to support this resolution. I'm very glad to see it. It is very needed. It should have happened years ago, and we ask that y'all pass this, follow it through, and help us get a light there to save lives in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Joel Robert, you're here.
How you doing, gentlemen?
Thank you.
I'm here tonight in support of the resolution. We've needed this light here for a long time. I also signed a petition, just as I did a few weeks ago, a couple years ago. So that would be my second petition signed. Over the last 2 years, you can imagine the intersection has not gotten any better. With it going 4-lane all the way up to Brittany Tower, Loosemore, it gives us a very good opportunity to put a light there. You know, we can have your left turn going through. I mean, you've heard, or we've heard through the process, you have to have a fatality for a light to go there. We've brought people out to the intersection. We have got news media out there. We've got news media getting involved again. And I appreciate what y'all are doing here to support the process and saving a life. Because, I mean, if that's what they're telling you, then let's go ahead and pass this resolution and consider yourself saving that extra life, because it's going to happen. We have 18-wheelers of gas going through right next to school buses of children. Thank you, gentlemen. God bless.
Okay, I believe that's all the speakers we have on the topic. I'm going to throw this over to Councilman Dawson, who wrote the resolution and asked me to put this on the agenda.
Thank you.
I had written one that mistakenly got on the agenda due to my lack of communication. So we have one that was actually written professionally.
Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody that's come out tonight from the Loosemore area. And, you know, for everybody's information, Krista and Christy, they've been kind of heading this up, and Eddie Lambert has agreed to bring this to the governor and see if he can get this approved, and we agreed to see if we could get the financing through the parish. So the resolution in support of red light installation at Highway 44 and Loosemore Road, whereas the intersection of Highway 44 and Loosemore Road has been a dangerous and time-consuming intersection in Ascension Parish for many years, and whereas Ascension Parish is one of the fastest growing parishes in the state of Louisiana and one of the largest producers of petrochemical and industrial development in the state of Louisiana, and whereas this growth and industrial development has outpaced the ability of Ascension Parish in the state of Louisiana to provide highway space for this new traffic, and whereas the corridor along Highway 44 has been the recipient of a lot of the new industrial development, which has caused the traffic along this highway to become a solid line in the mornings and the afternoons. And whereas the residents from Loosemore Road and its tributaries cannot safely access this roadway at peak times in the morning and afternoon. Whereas these residents and others nearby joined together to sign a petition for presentation to the Honorable Governor John Bell Edwards, requesting a red light be installed at this intersection until LA DOTD can build the planned roundabout at the intersection. Therefore, be it resolved that the Ascension Parish Governing Authority commits to funding the purchase and installation of the red light at the intersection of Highway 44 and Loosemore Road if the Honorable Governor will approve this much-needed intersection improvement. And I move that we adopt that.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion?
Just one,
Councilman
and
Lang.
look, we've had quite a few people come up here, and I think the surrounding areas in Pelican Point, I think people are taking a right-hand turn on Highway 44, going down to Pelican Point, making a U-turn, using that light. So I'm very much in support of this, and I think it would help the surrounding areas also. So I'm in full support.
As am I. This is a common problem that we have when dealing with the state highway, is that we don't have the ability to do work on state highways. And this is something that I know years ago, there was an effort to take in some state highways so we could do some of the work. We're getting into a situation right now where the main traffic issues in our parish are on state highways. And I recently met with some state officials on that, and one of the concerns is that they're getting to the point where they're not going to give us 40 years of maintenance fees, bring up the standard. Eventually, they're just going to give them to us, to where we're going to be in charge of these without them doing anything. So this is also a wake-up call that we're going to have to start looking at the numerous state highways that we have in our parish and figure out what we're going to do about those. Because it's going to get to a point where the state's going to just give it to us without any maintenance funds and without bringing them up to a proper standard. And right now, we're in this situation because we can't do work on this. I mean, I think this council right now would approve doing the work, putting the red light there, but we simply can't. So I'm glad this resolution has come before us, and if there's no objection, it passes. Thank you all very much. Great job.
You can go pull for the Saints now,
Yes.
or you can stay if you'd like.
Nope, not too many takers on that. Item number, let's see, where's that? Item number 5, acceptance of the minutes of the August 5th, 2019.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second by Councilman Lambert, and a second by, motion by Councilman Lambert, second by Councilman Dawson, excuse me. No objection, so approved. Approval of the selection committee results for the geotechnical assistance RFQ project, number ENG-19-26.
Good evening. On July 30th, 2019, the Purchasing Department received 9 proposals for geotechnical assistance. After review, the Ascension Parish Engineering Selection Committee recommends accepting the 3 highest scoring proposals submitted by Gulf South Engineering and Testing, the Beta Group, and Arteman and Associates, and to authorize the parish president to enter into any applicable agreement or contract for this service.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Councilman Todd Lambert,
Second.
and we have a second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. Any further discussion? Any objections? None, so moved.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great job. Department report, Mike Enlow. Tacey Rabelais.
Good evening. I wanted to go through the department report with you guys. I'm about to issue the second task of this year's road maintenance program. We're about wrapping up the first task, but we're trying to iron out a few more details to make sure we have enough money and we get as much work done with what money we have left before next year. So that will be coming up within next week or so. Below is a list of all the work that was included on task 1, with the little note as to which ones are still in progress, what has been complete. I do want to make mention that Fountain Hill, originally, and we knew we wanted to mill patch overlay. When you do that, you estimate a patching quantity. Well, when we started milling it, we realized that the extent of the patching that was needed was pretty extensive. So I just wanted to put a bug in your ear and let you know that there more than likely will be a change, probably at the next meeting, to just allow for all the patching that was needed for that road. But other than that, the estimated task one total is a little over 2.1 million, and we will be issuing, like I said, the next task of work with what money we have left, and I feel like we'll be able to cover what we've discussed thus far. I just want to make sure that, in case, I don't want to, makes me nervous coming in a little too close to budget. So and the next one I want to make mention is the 2019 payment preservation package. We've talked about it, 3-4 times before, but the contract was signed and recorded, and I believe the contractor just dropped his bonds off to our legal department today. So that work will be coming forth very soon. If you look in your packet, there is a GIS map that shows the two different applications we plan to use, and it's a little deceiving, the shaded area on your map. I think it's pretty impressive when you look at the number of roads that we'll be able to treat for that amount of money. We're looking at $500,000 worth of contract to cover over, I think, 55 plus roads. So we'll be doing a lot of good, I feel like. The last thing I have on my report, or Mike's report, is a 3127 extension. And then, as he talks about that, if y'all want to take a look at the state project report behind that, let me know if you have any questions on it. I think so.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Councilman Lambert.
So in the pavement preservation, I see you have texture seal. What, is that, we getting, what, we're gonna get another 5 years out of these roads, or what are we doing with the texture seal here?
Yeah, we're hoping 5 to 10 years of additional life. And that will give us time to catch up with the roads that are too far gone and to reconstruct, instead of having to go do repairs to these roads within the next year or two, to catch up with the ones that are beyond help at this
Okay.
point.
And back to the striping, that we talked about Bill Morgan and Duval Road. Do you have, are we gonna have enough to?
A Bill Morgan, it should be striped now, I
Okay.
believe. Duval, I was supposed to go back out to take a look at it this morning. I just didn't have quite enough time, but I'm gonna take a look at that and see if we still have the funds to be able to do so.
Thank
We
you.
have quite a list going for the second task, so, I plan on taking a look at all of them to see what we can do.
Thank you, ma'am.
If you all don't have any questions, Bill, you'll be wanting to check out the Gantt chart, and if you have any questions on that, everything looks to be on schedule for 3127. I think the stage 0 and.
Is that attached?
Yeah, it's, if you flip behind the report, it's
Right past the
just a
map.
PDF of
Right
it.
past the
Department report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got an attachment in there. Let's see.
When is it gonna be, when is that work gonna be completed? Just before, while I'm loading up here?
I think August of next year, we'll have right-of-way maps in hand,
2020, yeah.
which, per the contract and the Gantt chart, is on schedule, so. We're gonna stay on DOTD, I mean,
Who
that's.
made the schedule? What, so when is the, NEPA gonna be finished?
Like the T. Baker Smith.
Let me pull this out.
I thought that was the end of this year, it was
Yeah,
supposed to be
T.
finished.
I did as well, until I looked back at the Gantt chart.
Oliver's got a better memory than me, he's not in his head.
November 1st, you saying?
November 1st.
Yep.
I see 7/1, am I looking at this wrong? 7/11. No, some year, 2020 something.
2020.
Yeah.
It's in July. It can't be 19.
Yeah, yeah, he does that. So, NEPA is starting, right now. And NEPA's gonna be done May, June, July of, 2020. And that's the biggest hurdle.
I don't know, that's not what we were told. I don't know who made the schedule, the engineer made the schedule. It's just not, I mean, we were supposed to be finished with this at the end of this year.
Well, we can talk offline, there's maybe some miscommunication there, but DOTD is gonna play, and the feds are gonna play a big role in approving the NEPA. I think we can get it done as quick as they request it, but
Yeah, so let's set up a meeting with,
absolutely,
with the engineer
absolutely.
and, talk, maybe he wrote the wrong number down there.
I'm with you. We'll get something set up.
Thank you.
Any questions on anything else before I go into move ascension?
Nope, go ahead.
Okay. You've got all the charts in front of you, the big takeaways. We can deep dive into any of the items you like, but I wanted to make sure you guys knew the first clearing grubbing project is going to be advertised this Thursday. It's, LA 930, clearing and grubbing. We're excited about that. So that's going to be some orange barrels. We going to have utilities being relocated after that's done, and then go into construction sometime next year. We're trying to get, we're getting the bid documents for Ashland St. Landry Connector completed this week, first of next week, and we'll get that advertised as well. So we're going to start seeing things go out. Now, no utilities to move on that one, so it's already cleared and grubbed, so it'll be a construction package.
What's the schedule on that?
I hadn't gotten the.
Drive on date,
I'm sorry?
the date we can drive on it.
The drive-on date, I'd say probably 8 to 9 months from 2 weeks. Well, I'd add another month for contracting, so 10 months from September, mid-September, end of September. And I'll look at the construction documents if we can,
Am I calculating that right? September of what year?
Say 12 months.
no, so it's September now, it's mid-September. I'm gonna try to get we'll have it under contract, hopefully October, mid-October. And then they're gonna assembly, get to work. October, November 1st, something like that.
What is it, October historically the driest month of the year?
I couldn't tell you. I could look that up for you if you like, but
I'm pretty sure, you look at DOTD's calendar, that we wasted that. I'm not blaming you, but, you know, here we're gonna start construction in December, the wettest, one of the wettest of the year.
so,
Any more questions on the weather?
yeah, we're gonna have the LA 73 Henry Road turn lane, the Oakland turn lane, and the Brown turn lane started. We've got utilities and right-of-way being purchased, utilities being moved on that. Henry's got, maybe one energy line to be moved, so that'll come up, and some other ones are gonna start getting done here. You can see the details in the outline I have, the potential construction projects, clearing and grubbing projects, and then what we're doing with right-of-way and utility relocations. Environmental's moving pretty quickly, as are right-of-way acquisitions. Got 120 of the 362 parcels acquired to date, which is pretty impressive. So if anybody has any doubts that these projects are gonna get done, I mean, if you just look at the right-of-way we're purchasing, we're not purchasing it just to sit there, so. Any questions on any of that stuff, be happy to answer.
Councilman Lambert, Todd Lambert.
Yeah, Mike, Roddy Road, I think what, in the last meeting or so, you said clearing and grubbing might take place on the first phase.
Yes,
Is that still?
yes.
I know you didn't mention it, let's go around. That's
From, we're still buying right-of-way on the part to Weber City. So,
South end, yeah.
yes, from 621 to 935, we are going to start clearing and grubbing this year. So, and hopefully the city of Gonzales will get, I think they're getting a grant to move their water line, and that'll be part of the utility relocation. It's going to be it's a pretty good stretch of road, so there'll be a lot of utilities be moved, so, but we're going to start on it. And I think by the time we get to the end of the clearing and grubbing of that first phase, maybe the bottom phase will be complete right-of-ways, and maybe we can move that into that contract, save some time.
That's all I had. Thank you.
Councilman Lambert. Dempsey.
Yeah, Mike, and so first Highway 930, and the second will be Highway 73 with these other lanes that we're
Turn
looking at.
lanes, yes, sir.
Turn lanes. Well, that's all.
And
of-
Ashland.
Yeah, that's all the back roads that everyone's using now because of Highway 42 under construction.
Right.
So anything that we can do to start publicizing, we need to let everyone know that, especially at the Prairieville School, Henry Road, Highway 73, you're gonna have some major backups there, so
Yeah.
we need to educate the public as soon as possible on this, and,
Yep. We'll have detours.
and especially, and this will be the first thing we can show for, the move Ascension, those turn lanes.
Right.
Yeah, we need to let everyone know that also, because they want to know where their money's going.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, get this
Absolutely.
out as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
Councilman Johnson.
No, just to echo what was said before, letting the public know what's happening and giving them some, avenues around that construction would really be helpful, I'm sure. So anything that we could do to do that would be appreciated.
Yes, sir.
let the record show that Councilman Johnson's here. I didn't looked over and I was like, man, look at who's here. Came in like a ghost. I know, but I just don't look to my left. I got a crick in my neck, so less movement. Councilman Dawson, any questions?
No, thank you.
Nothing about the weather or anything of that sort?
Well, still waiting on answers for the weather.
Mr. Enlow, do you have anything else to add?
That's it, unless you guys have any more detailed questions, and I'm always available after the meeting or by email, phone call. You guys know that, so that's it for the department report.
Okay, very good. Let's see, moving on to item number 8, approval to renew DPW surveying retainer contract at the budgeted amount of $150,000.
Right, that's, since 2016, we've had that, so we want to renew that. It's 5 companies.
We have a motion by Councilman Johnson, a second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. We have a question by Councilman Dawson.
Just tell me how these, how does that work distributed to these contracts, Mike? Does it go down a list? Let's say I'm gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you start over again, or how does it work?
Yeah, I mean, typically, we could, see what their workload is and give them a call. We use it for a lot for the road overlay package, to go survey and get some culverts, elevations, and all that, size and force, and all that kind of stuff, so.
Well, let me ask you this, would it be possible for one company there to get 80% of the work and another company to get 0?
It's happened, yeah. I mean, there's no really stop gaps for that in place, but we try to disperse it best we can.
Well, it seems like we should have something where people know, when they come up on the list or how they come up on the list. It's not something that's arbitrary there.
No, we don't have that.
Thinking by myself here, or what?
I'm trying to catch up, man.
No, I mean, that was,
Administration.
yeah, it's always been one of the things to do, was to try to spread that out, with why we came up with that process years ago, so.
We just didn't apply any rules to how they get selected after this is more, that has to do with another contract later, but
I think,
we go in there and we pick the top 5 or the top 10, and then we could go in there and give all that work to one company. It doesn't seem, and that could have been number 10 on the rating.
I think
Just some
typically the
thoughts.
top 3 is what they brought to us in the past with all that, and I think we'd also talked about, actually approving several and spreading that out as well, to make sure that we try to do that, make sure we don't overload one particular firm, but also, get the expertise for particular areas to make sure that we're getting the best bang for our buck.
I know that's what we've done with the Move Ascension. Everybody's gotten projects. We've sort of double up now.
Maybe we just report this, Mike, at the kind of towards the end of the
can do
contract
that.
year or every quarter, this is how much we've given to each one of these companies.
Yeah, we can do that,
Okay.
absolutely.
We had a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? Any objections? None, so moved. Moving on to item number 9, approval to allocate $1 million from the Transportation Impact Fee District 2 to the Move Ascension Program for the following projects. Would you like me to read those?
Yeah, if you would,
Okay.
John, if you can turn the overlay
Yes.
on.
A, Roddy Road, LA 935 through 621, clearing and grubbing, $400,000. B, Roddy Road, US 621 through LA 935, clearing and grubbing, $400,000. Roddy Road, US 61 through LA 621, right-of-way and utility relocation, $200,000.
Okay, do you all have the map? That's 11 by 17 fold out. There we go. Well, this is kind of hard to see. I wasn't able to get. Okay. Here are the 2 Roddy segments. Okay, these are budgetary numbers. I could have easily spent this already on design and right-of-way acquisition on the Roddy segment. So we're going to spend on $400,000 on the clearing and grubbing from the second segment, another $400,000 on the first segment, And then we're gonna use 200,000 of that to pay for the existing right-of-way and utility relocations for the entire segment. All the red lines on this map, and this map is online under the Planning Department Impact Fee Program. The red lines are the approved roads that the money can be used on, I should say. So, we're also gonna try to put this out on some of the construction signs that where most of the money from all these projects is coming from, whether Move Ascension or federal grants, DOTD, road transfer, and impact fee. So I just wanted to bring this to you all tonight to show you what we're going to start using some of that money on.
Make that motion.
We have motion by Councilman Todd Lambert and a second by Councilman Bill Dawson.
You'll need the balance, I know. Does he have that?
I'm sorry, we're going to spend 1 million. There's 2.324 million in District 2's balance right now, currently, so.
Is that before or after the million?
It's before, so there'll be 1.324 after.
Okay.
Yep. I apologize, I wrote that down to mention that, so.
No, thank you very much. We have a motion. Any further discussion? No? Any objections? None, so moved. Moving on to item number 10, approval to allocate $3.2 million from the Transportation Impact Fee District 3 to the Move Ascension program for the following projects only. LA 930 clearing and grubbing, $425,000. LA 930 widening construction, $560,000. LA 73 at Brown Road construction, $715,000. LA 73 at Oakland Drive, $700,000. That's also construction. And LA 73 at Henry Road construction, $800,000.
Okay, yep, so here are the intersection. Where's it? Henry, Brown, Oakland, and 73, and then here's 930. So again, has to be in the district, and it has to be a red line, it has to be on the map, approved by you all. And
Need
the
a motion?
balance.
I'll go ahead and make the motion, but
Yeah,
Mr.
that-
Johnson.
I'll second the motion. but
And for
question.
discussion, Councilman Johnson.
Mike, where is Germany at airline on this? I thought we was using some of the money for that as well. Has that already been done?
It has not. I can,
I'd like to get that included in there. I don't remember how much was.
I can move, it. So right now, there's 4.877 in District 3, which is the northern district. And that one lies in there, I'm fairly positive, not
Yeah,
Germany.
it's,
Talked about.
It is.
right
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
I
can.
thought it was a combination of some of the impact money as well as the Move Ascension money was supposed to fund that.
Yep, and you're right, I'll amend that, and we can add that to
Okay.
that project, that's not a problem.
You want to come back with that later, or you want us to add it tonight, or?
You're more than
I'll
welcome.
go ahead and add it to my motion that, that'll be F, Germany Road and Airline Highway, and what's the?
Intersection improvement.
Intersection improvement, how much is it?
Turn lanes.
So you have
I don't remember how much.
1.877 after, I'm sorry, 1.677 after the 3.2.
Okay.
I'll-
Change my motion to that, and
Do we have an amount
Do we have
of
an
what it's going
amount,
to
Mike,
cost?
is the question?
I don't have the construction cost estimate, but,
Let me ask this, would it delay the project if we
No.
waited till next month until we got the exact amount?
no, it wouldn't, but it's,
I want to say it was in the $200,000-300,000 range, but I don't
It's gonna
remember
be-
the exact figure.
it's gonna be more than that, with
Is it?
right-of-way and adding 2 lanes, doing the lights. I mean, DOT's making us do all
it
that.
don't
Okay.
matter to me, but it's a growing thing.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying it's not going to delay the project though. if we wait
We've
to get the
got
right
more
amount.
projects than we have money, so I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
You could put 500,000, you could put 750,000, I think it'd be, we'll be over that, so.
Well, I'll just
Okay.
leave it as A through E if you don't mind.
That's fine. We'll come back with it for next month if it's not going to delay anything.
Nope, not at all.
Okay, so get us an exact figure for next month, and
Will do.
we'll put that on the agenda, Mr. Chairman, if you don't mind.
Yes, absolutely. And we still have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Any objections? None, so moved. Moving on to item number 12, we've already done number 11, authorization for the Transportation Department to conduct a feasibility analysis for providing safety enhancements along Lemonville Cutoff Road. Councilman Oliver Joseph,
Was here.
he was,
He's in the back. We discussed this, and I went and took a look at that road. It definitely needs some type of safety enhancements, whether it be widening. I don't want to speak for Councilman Joseph, looks like he just walked in.
Councilman Joseph, we're talking about providing safety enhancements along Lemonville Cutoff Road.
Yes, Lemonville Cutoff Road is the divider between District 1 and District 2 with Mr. Dawson. And on one side of the road is a residential, in District 1 is residential, in District 2 is commercial property. And over the last 5 years, they have created 50 lots. And currently, right now, 40 of them already have homes, kids live on it. But the road is about 18 feet wide or less. And now they're picking up with school bus, picking up kids. Also, the jailhouse is at the end of it, and they use it. And currently, right now, we have a company that's coming on in Mr. Dorsett district, and that's going to also create more traffic, and it's mostly doing with heavy equipment, trucks. And so I'm asking for us to look at widening that road way in advance, not to get, after the population get overwhelmed, and we're gonna have to pay a higher price for that property. So, I'm asking for a feasibility, study on that. to
We
do
have a
that.
motion, and do we have a second? We have a second by Councilman Dawson, who has a question.
Yes.
That's gonna be the start to stop, the whole road, all the way from,
From,
Four
3021
3021.
to Highway 18.
18.
And we might have to straighten it out a little bit.
Two 90-degree turns in there.
That's
right?
why I say it might have to be straightened out a little bit, because the
Okay.
traffic is, it's gonna get more busy on that street,
Okay.
so.
Okay.
Well, look, the jail, the sheriff ought to pay for part of that.
Bill, you have to talk to me about that right now. I got to find out the cost first.
Always causing trouble, this one.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman. So we have a motion, we have a second. Do we have any further discussion? None? No, any objections? None, so moved. Thank y'all very much. Amendment number 4 to master contract for professional services between Gulf South Engineering and Ascension Parish, additional geotechnical testing with an increase of $200,000 for a total contract not to exceed $500,000.
We have to add about that much money, and fortunately, with the new courthouse and a couple of a couple of fire districts have used the majority of the contract that we also need for field testing for our road overlay program. So we need to add some money so that we can finish out the.
Motion.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? None, any objections? None, so moved. Item number 14, approval of change order MC-01 asphaltic concrete pavement preservation 2019 through 2020 master contract.
That is to add an item to the contract we just spoke about earlier tonight, so that since we only have one patching crew in the parish, this just gives us the ability to patch ahead of where we do pavement preservation, so that we don't have to use our pavement management crew, our one and only pavement management crew.
We have a motion, and we have a second by the Lamberts. Any objections? None. Any discussions? None. So moved. Item number 15.
Motion.
Motion to adjourn, so approved. Hey, go Tigers. How about them Tigers and go Saints?